The day before returning to WWE TV on Monday, July 11th, Matt Hardy gave TNA president Dixie Carter a courtesy call to let her know he had signed with WWE and would not be working for TNA.
Thanks, Matthew.
He had been in serious talks with TNA, and according to all sources close to Matt Hardy, he strongly considered going to TNA. All of this is bullshit. They were working shit. But a TNA source said the final offer was close to about $2,500 a match. The worst part of this is that they were going to do AMW versus the Hardys on like a pay-per-view.
Yeah, which would have been awesome.
Which even like for Matt and Jeff in Matt's still great in 05. But even the current state of Jeff, it's still fucking AMW versus the Hardys.
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly right. You would have got to have, and like that's just a cool historical note to have too.
Yeah, you just get that match. Jeff on Between the Ropes Radio criticized the way Matt handled his business, saying he strung TNA along for months when he believed Matt always deep down knew he was going back, and did a great disservice to TNA by indicating that he was coming, never signing, and not letting them know he wasn't coming until the last minute.
Well, to be fair, right, if anyone knows about indicating he was going to come and then never coming and then not letting them know he wasn't coming until the last minute, it is Jeff Hardy.
He is an expert in the matter. He's only done it like 5 times in his year in the company so far. He's only been in the company a fucking year. Good God. It feels like we were talking about Jeff for much longer than a year.
Yeah.
It's fun. He's criticizing his brother, though.
I mean, yeah, that's always fun.
It's very clear, like, the TNA wanted him to do the Hardys AMW program, but they just knew over time, it's like, he seems to not be committing to anything. And then he went back, and it's like, that all makes sense.
Rude.
It does pay to be rude, though, apparently, because he got a better deal from WWE.
And it worked out well for him.
Well, he was employed for a while, so...
He got to have a good little run where he lost...
That cage match with Edge on Raw is great.
Yeah, he jumps on his, like, butt.
I'm sure that hurt like hell, but... The company has signed a TV deal for India on ESPN Star, which debuted on August 2nd. Sanjay Dutt will be going to India in September with at least one other TNA wrestler for a promotional campaign, which they do air clips of. We'll see some of that on Impact. Dave is like, they should air clips of that. Well, they do, Dave. All right? Calm down.
Yeah, Dave. All right? You should have known that thing that hadn't happened yet was going to happen.
Yeah. It's funny that maybe it was this, like, Observer article. It's like, we should actually air clips of that. That's a good idea. A newspaper story listed Triton as going with Dutt, but Triton is no longer with the company. When listing stars, among the names listed were Kevin Nash and DDP. Nash does come back, DDP never does.
I thought that meant, like, those were the 2 guys considered to go to India with Sanjay. And I was like, man, boys trip with Sanjay and K Nash to India. Let's go.
That would be a fun... That's where actually Paparazzi Productions started.
Yeah, that's where he built up the interest.
Morphoplex, which uses Larry Zbyszko as pitchman and which also is a sponsor of the Wrestling Observer live radio show, is expected to become a major sponsor of the show on Spike TV, including the brand name on the ring mat. AJ Styles is either strongly under consideration or it has already been agreed to that he will be the pitchman on a future TV commercial for the supplement brand.
Why?
Because he's like, Dave goes into it. He explains why. And that Styles is jacked, but has like the realistically attainable physique kind of jacked.
What? Yeah, okay.
So AJ's the guy they're looking for. Listen, if AJ's physique during this year is realistically attainable, I think I can get it myself. I think it's pretty easy. When I use my Morphoplex.
That's insane. He's like the most jacked. Like pick like, I don't know, like Shelly or someone, you know?
But you want to trick people into thinking they can be AJ Styles.
True.
You can't trick people into thinking they're going to be Monty Brown. You're going to be like, fuck it, that's never happening. Or is it...
AJ's still pretty big.
I think you could trick people into thinking they could look like AJ.
Interesting. I think a lot more people have higher expectations for themselves than I do, I guess.
Yeah, maybe Sanjay. He's like secretly jacked.
But he's also gassed up.
Listen, so are most wrestlers. This is 2005.
But like, he's like super gassed up.